We start tonight with Your Voice, Your Vote. Hundreds of California Democratic delegates are now making their way to Chicago for the Democratic National Convention. And these are brand new photos from inside the United Center in Chicago. The convention stage is set. The DNC says delegates will do a celebratory roll call, casting their votes for presidential nominee Kamala Harris. And the nation can expect to hear speeches Monday through Thursday night. There's going to be a lot of California representation at the convention this year. The Democratic presidential nominee is from California, and California politicians are expected to give speeches. And tonight, ABC 10's Becca Habegger shows us California brings the most delegates of any state to the convention.
Yeah, Alex, nearly 500 Californians are heading as delegates to the Democratic National Convention to help make Kamala Harris and Tim Walz the official presidential and vice presidential nominees of the Democratic Party. Now, I spoke with some of those delegates and a Republican strategist about what they expect to hear next week. America has heard from Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz at rallies in recent days, but at the four-day Democratic National Convention in Chicago, the presidential and vice presidential candidates will articulate their message in prime time.
They're virtually unknown to voters, and this is an opportunity to see them shine and speak.
Sacramento-based Democratic strategist Steve Maviglio is an alternate delegate for the California Democratic Party. This will be his third DNC. I asked what he'd like to hear from the candidates.
Attacking the price of prescription drugs, inflation, economic issues, undoubtedly on top of mind for everyone, and particularly independent voters.
Voters will cast ballots in the fall, but each party's delegates to their respective national convention are the ones who formally nominate the presidential and vice presidential candidates, as well as vote on the party's national platform. In California, most Democratic delegates were elected by fellow Democrats in caucuses back in April.
It's going to be exciting.
Tomas Vera, a first-time delegate, lives in Placer County and has been active with the Democratic Party in California for the better part of 2 decades. He says delegates will be busy during the days ahead of evening speeches.
I'm a member, for example, going to be participating in the Veterans Caucus, or the council they call them there. There's a Hispanic council, there's a rural council. It's a great way for the party together and delegates from throughout the nation to get together and exchange ideas.
Former Sacramento City Council member Steve Cohn is a first-time delegate and says he looks forward to hearing President Joe Biden speak on Monday night.
He's been a really good president, and he did a very selfless thing in stepping down.
Walz will address the DNC Wednesday to formally accept the party's vice presidential nomination. Then on Thursday night, Harris will take the stage to accept the party's presidential nomination.
Up until just a few weeks ago, she was telling us Biden was fine, that he was on point, that he was as sharp as he's ever been. And then all of a sudden, she's accepting this process where the official nominated Democrat candidate is being shoved out the back door.
Sacramento-based Republican political consultant Tab Berg says there's a lot of excitement around Harris's campaign because she just recently entered the race, but he feels she lacks substance and clear policy positions.
I mean, they're going to try to make her out to be a rock star, but really look at what her record is. I'm not sure how much executive experience you get as vice president.
Democratic strategist Michael Trujillo disagrees.
She was a United States Senator for 4 years. She's been a vice president for 3.5 years. That's nearly 8 years of talking, national policy, being inside the White House, working with the president and all of the department heads and the different cabinet members.
I just am looking forward to an exciting week next week.
West Sacramento Mayor Martha Guerrero is a first-time delegate and says after the DNC, getting out the vote will be key for the November election.
We have voters who just don't think their vote counts. So going out, for me, especially to the Latino voters, they're the ones that have a tendency not to vote. So encouraging them.
Because no matter who you support, voicing your opinion at the ballot box matters. And delegates and strategists also point to the importance of the upcoming debates. Harris and Trump are set to square off September 10th right here on ABC 10. Vance and Walz have agreed to a debate on October 1st. And then Harris and Trump are set for one final debate later in October on a date yet to be announced. Alex?
And as Becca mentioned, big-name Democrats will be making speeches Monday through Thursday. President Biden and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will speak on Monday. Former President Barack Obama is expected to speak on Tuesday. Former President Bill Clinton and Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz will be speaking on Wednesday, and then Kamala Harris will be speaking on Thursday to close out the convention. And you can watch the DNC live on ABC 10 all next week, similar to the RNC. ABC News will be live Monday and Tuesday starting at 7 p.m. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have live coverage starting at 6 p.m. You don't want to miss it.